You're not really a baseball fan? What? That has nothing to do with this game. Ah. I dreamt of blood upon the shore, of eyes that spoke of sin. The lake was smooth and deep and black underneath my skin.
Mm-hmm. I bet. Just a minute. It lives, I see. Do you want to speak with Lolita? I'm sorry, but Gabriel is allowed. Oh, I mean, he's out. Yeah, if he ever comes back, I'll tell him. You know, you could do better. I know I don't know you, but you could do better. Good morning. The phone's been ringing off the hook all morning. Let me know when you want your messages.
Yeah.
Gee, you're lively. Did you have another nightmare last night?
Sort of.
Mm-hmm. I told you it's that voodoo book you're
Oh, by
reciting.
the way, play the game,
It's
guess the
supposed to
voice
heal you
actor.
of karma.
I'm sure that's it.
Starting
Maybe I
with
should write
the
a
main
poem
character,
on
Gabriel Knight.
passive resistance instead.
So don't sleep. That's your body. Anyway, your handheld tape recorder came today.
Really? Great.
I can't wait to see what human rights you violate with this one.
I can't wait to violate them. For example, if you would just let me...
And I located some local voodoo references for you. Dixieland Drugstore and the Historical Museum of Voodoo. Both are right here in French Quarter.
How would I ever manage without you?
You are incorrect,
Give me
Lucky.
a break. The devil himself couldn't change you.
Well, if the devil had great legs, perhaps. Like yours.
And a riveting personality, I'm sure. Well, if you need any more research done, just
You
ask.
got a guess, Proudmore?
I'm sure we're swamped with customers.
Today's newspaper is on the counter. Times-Picayune, dated June 18,
Don't Google it.
1923.
If you give up, I
The
can just tell
front
you.
page has an article about the voodoo murders. The article says that the victims are all identified as members of the underworld. The general public of New Orleans is in no danger. Police claim the so-called voodoo trappings found at the crime scenes are fake, a scare tactic, and that the murders are not associated with any genuine practitioners. Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Potential storms ahead. Proceed with caution and do not get involved with anything new at this time.
Right.
Points. Got some points. Won a 342.
Mind if I borrow the magnifying glass?
No, Sherlock. Just bring it back when you get the next estate shipment.
No problem. I'm gonna take the tweezers for a bit.
Good. You're beginning to look a little scruffy.
Just trying to make you feel at home. Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I didn't know much of anything about it until you started researching it for your book. Now I know that it's active in the city. There's that shop and museum. It can clearly be dangerous in the wrong hands. You should be careful investigating it.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Just what I read in the paper, same as you.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Well, I've only been here 2 months.
But yeah,
but
Gabriel Knight is voiced by Tim Curry.
it's so much more alive than any place I've been. It feels like anything's possible here.
Tell me about yourself, Grace.
Yeah, right, Knight.
I mean it.
What do you want to know?
How do you like working at St. George's Books?
Well, it's not exactly a huge intellectual challenge. Although the math in your record books could confuse Einstein. Still, I love old books, and it's a nice way to pay the bills while explore the city for a summer. If you ever pay me, that is.
How come we haven't gone out yet?
I'm still waiting around for that lobotomy. As soon as I get it, I'll let you know.
What do you do after work?
Well, I either go to my oil painting class or my Tai Chi. You know that.
You know, you can go overboard with this improving yourself stuff. You don't want to alienate us mere mortals.
I suppose I should just allow my mind and body to atrophy.
Works for me. How old are you?
Old enough to know about men like you.
Just tell me anything at all.
I just got my master's in history and classics. My folks wanted me to go on right away for my PhD, but 18 years of school was enough. I needed a break.
Nothing, I guess. Never mind.
Suit yourself.
Do you have messages for me?
Dana called, and Susie left a message about a lawsuit.
Toss 'em.
Okie dokie. There's more when you want 'em.
Do you have more messages for me?
Your grandmother called.
I keep meaning to get over there. What does she say? Did she sound good?
She sounded great, and we had a nice little chat about you.
Grace.
Don't worry. I didn't go into detail about your cardinal sins. Not that anything about you could surprise her. She adores you anyway.
She's my girl.
But she said to remind you to stop by and go through your father's things.
Okay. Do you have more messages for me?
Here's Here's a strange one. You got a call from someone named Wolfgang Ritter? He said he was calling from Germany. He told me it was urgent, maybe you should give him a call.
Call Germany, like hell. If it's really important, he'll call back.
Well, fine. Let's just hope he's not at the German lottery for pitiful American authors.
Do you have more messages for me?
Your friend Detective Mosley called. Talking of visiting.
Especially with you. What do you want?
He left an interesting message. He told me to tell you that his mother's maiden name is Humphrey. Oh, that's Humprey.
Fascinating.
And that he left some photos for you at the station, at the front desk.
It's about time.
Gabriel, those photos wouldn't have anything to do with the voodoo murders, would they?
Now, why would you say something like that?
Because I know you. You're getting privileged information, aren't you? Did you tell him you'd put him in your new voodoo book?
A writer has certain obligation to his readers, you know.
Gabriel, you know you'll never put him in your book. Your main character is a female orthodontist. You're gonna be reincarnated as a pit bull if you keep screwing
Your
with
main
the karma.
character is a female
As long as it's a
orthodontist.
male pit bull with a really big...
That's enough. Thanks. Anyway, that's all the messages. Thank God.
Gabriel might as well leave that here.
All my clothes look the same, so why change them?
Gabriel might as well leave that here. Gabriel might as well leave that here. There's nothing Gabriel needs.
I'll take this hair gel. You never know when you'll need a touch-up.
It's Gabriel's bed, unmade as usual. Gabriel's bedroom is also his office, his studio, and library. Jeans and t-shirts. A poster on the wall advertises Mardi Gras, the biggest party of the year in New Orleans. The typewriter is beginning to accumulate cobwebs.
Should I feel guilty? Nah.
Gabriel's bedroom is several dozen books, including a few of Gabriel's novels, occupy the shelves above his desk. Gabriel's desk has been gathering dust since his last novel. Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry that he always found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fass. Feurigen Äthems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
That's nice. Kinda creepy, though. Who's the author?
Hans Ritter. I'm not sure what it says, but I get the feeling the guy was one sick puppy.
Yeah, I should probably turn the... I don't know why they're off. Text on.
That doesn't seem...
You've already got...
Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry.
I don't know why that was off. Last time I played it was on.
Found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele
I've
wollen
actually
sie
streamed this game
lebendig
before,
zum
and someone in
Fraß.
my stream had me do this, read
Feurigen
this poetry over and
Ethos
over again,
geschweltener Zunge
so they could translate it,
genießen sie
like the
jedes
entire
Mal.
thing.
Gabriel pulls down a book on snakes.
Snakes are legless reptiles. Some snakes kill their prey with poison, some by constriction. A snake smells by tasting the air with its forked tongue. The smells are passed back to a sense organ in the mouth. Constrictor snakes, however, sense their prey by vibration.
Did you know that medieval legends about dragons and giant worms are actually based on snakes? You know, dragons, devils, sea monsters, well, they've always been associated with snakes.
Grace, get alive.
The history books on that shelf. Gabriel's had all those books in the bathroom and doesn't care to read them again. Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Let's see, Mittag means midday noon.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Spiel means game. Interesting.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Himmel means heaven. Uh-huh.
Gabriel leafs through a German.
Okay, let's see what we can translate
dictionary.
via
Dry means three.
me through this German-English dictionary that gives certain words with that,
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
with the poem.
Possession means possessed. That's handy to know.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Drachen means dragons. I wonder if Mosley would know he was being insulted if I called him Drachenbread.
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Let's see, Mittag means midday noon.
Okay, I think we're on repeat now.
Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry that he always found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
3 dragons.
Gabriel. Gabriel.
Himmel. Good coffee.
Gabriel finds those popular authors very mediocre. As though they would care. Gabriel cannot take...
I've got some things I need to do.
Uh-huh.
Can I read the poem again? Pretty much all you need to know is midday and 3 dragons.
You stopped by.
Sorry it's been a while, Grandma.
Not at all. Give us a kiss. Now come and sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? What an odd question, Gabriel. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You get that from your father and granddad. I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time. You don't hear about it so much these days. Too much else in the world to worry about, I guess.
What do you know?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing. And I don't want to. I sometimes wonder what this world is coming to.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is very southern. Of course, though, not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more influenced by the East Coast and that California stuff. Still, it hasn't changed as much as other places, I reckon. We've always been happy here.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? Oh, surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
Oh, come on, Gran.
All right, dear. What do you want to hear?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden? I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. Peas, corn, cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
Tell me how you met Granddaddy.
I met Harrison at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend Alma, and at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fire and brimstone antics, and a piece of it, one of those small add-on doos for men, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. It was then I knew that he was me.
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just tell me anything at all.
I never loved any man but your grandfather, and I never will.
Oh, nothing, never mind.
All right, dear.
Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21. He worked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. I'll tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. The nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he'd lost another. And I would tell him it didn't matter to me. But he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only 36 when he died. Your father was 8 years old at the time. Your granddad was hit by a streetcar in the business district. Took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
I know you are, dear.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Did you know that your granddad was a poet? He was! He wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought
See,
you should have done something
You
with
you
that
started
gift.
conjecturing
He
too
was
early,
such a
Paul.
practical practical man.
Your granddad
Didn't
came from
believe in just
Germany
left dreams.
and wrote poetry.
Tell me something about Granddad.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Tell me about my father.
Your father was my only child. How
You got a call from a
don't
guy named
you
Wolfgang Ritter, and the book in your shop has a
Philip
poem by
suffered from
Heinz
terrible
Ritter.
nightmares, just like your granddad did. They were two peas in a pod.
Tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then. And he looked at plenty. You have your father's way with women, Gabriel. And your granddad's.
Tell me about my father.
I wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8. It was the thought of taking care of you that kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road or a wild cat.
Tell me about my father.
Yeah, this game really likes
Your
like
granddad
continuity.
wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school. Philip was driven to art. He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
Granddad killed by a car when your dad was 8. Your dad killed in a car when you were 8.
Tell me about my father.
He always hated it that it was Margaret's money that supported the 3 of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or two. But he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark and disturbing for the public, you know.
Tell me about my father.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans.
Your grandmother came from money.
She was
Your mother came
beautiful
from money.
and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked defying her family. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be a sweet gesture.
Maybe I will. Tell me about my mother.
Your mother's family refused to give her money after the marriage. All she had left was a modest trust fund from her great-aunt, who happened to like Philip. The remainder of your mother's trust fund became yours when she died. That's what you used to open your bookshop.
Tell me about my mother.
The Templetons are all gone now. Every last one of them. They never wanted anything to do with us, of course. What a waste.
Tell me about my mother.
I don't know what...
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
Have you baked any of your incredible molasses pies lately?
No, dear. But you let me know when you want some, and I'll whip up half a dozen.
Granny might get worried.
I'm going to go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
It's an old metal tub full of dust and cobwebs.
That must have been the year Granddaddy caught Santa on the roof.
These old picture frames have been up here for years. Gabriel has seen these ornaments every year at Christmas for as long as he can remember. It's a lady's hat from the 1920s. The old velvet curtains hung in the parlor before Gran lightened up the place. It's an old dress dummy that Gran had in her sewing room years ago.
My first impression of the female form.
That box of knickknacks has been up there for at least 5 years. It's an old, dusty bicycle tire. Grandma's attic is a store. An elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic. It doesn't seem to be running at the moment. The old trunk looks like it's gone to... The trunk doesn't operate.
It looks pretty heavy.
The lid is blocked by the clock. Gabriel doesn't want to take the clock. The clock won't open that way. Nothing happens. The hands do not appear to have any mechanical function other than to move. Why move that part of the clock? A ring of 6 symbols surround the face of the clock. A sword, a sun, an angel, a noose, an eclipse, and a dragon. The face of the clock doesn't move.
Granddaddy, you old fox.
3 dragons.
Gabriel doesn't want to take the clock. The letter is addressed to Heinz Ritter, whoever that is. The old photographs show Gabriel's grandfather with 2 other men that Gabriel has not identified. The old photo... The letter is written in German, but Gabriel determines what he can about it. It was sent from a place called Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the recurring words strewn throughout the letter is the word Schattenjäger. The only thing that Gabriel can decipher about the letter is a sense of urgency in the handwriting and in the heavy use of quill-tipped bold strokes and underlining. The back of the photo has the following written on it: Schloss Ritter, 1925.
That's it. Take a load off, hon.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
Do you know anyone named Heinz Ritter?
Heinz Ritter. Oh, Gabriel, where did you hear that name?
I found a letter in Granddaddy's clock.
I promised I'd never tell you or your father, but I suppose it doesn't matter now.
Tell me, Gran.
Your granddad's name was Heinz Ritter before he came to America. He changed it to Harrison Knight legally when he arrived.
What?
I don't know. I tried to ask him about his family, his life before America. but he didn't want to
Dun
talk
dun
about it. Never
dun.
even told me about his name change. I found out one day when I saw his passport in a drawer. Since he obviously found it painful, I never questioned him about it. But I'm sure it wasn't trouble with the law. Your granddad was the best man I ever knew.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Schottenjäger? Schottenjäger. How odd, Gabriel. I haven't heard that word in years. My goodness, you've given me a chill. Your granddad used to say that sometimes in his sleep.
Really? Do you know what it means?
No, I'm afraid not. I asked him about it once. I don't think he answered me. Odd.
Thanks, Gran. Well, Gran, I'd better get going.
All right, dear.
Yep, and she said to go to the St. Louis Cemetery, number 1.
The marks are reddish in color and reminds Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least. It's a piece of brick.
No, thanks.
God damn it, I was about to talk to you.
The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's
It's
family
the
are laid to rest.
point sound. It's not when he picks something up, it's when he picks up something plot related or does something plot related. And that's the point sound. It's the Sierra point sound.
I'm sorry to bother you.
Yeah? What can I do for you?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
They say it was part of an old religion from Africa, brought here by slaves.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Ain't it just awful, them finding those bodies with voodoo things around them? I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody's trying to cover their tracks is all.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Seems like everybody want to visit New Orleans at least once in their lives. And they love the cemetery too. I see tourists in here.
That's because the cemeteries in New Orleans are being uncovered by water. Because they're underneath the water line. Or at least some of the tombs are.
Have you ever heard the word Schottenjäger?
I don't know what you talking about.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Toussaint Gervais. I'm the watchman here at St. Louis number 1.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I keep the place tidy, cause, but a big part of my job, too, is looking out for the grievers, you know. People come to pay their respects, and they need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief-bound they don't know what they doing.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery, number 1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs, not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. Them coffins would float right out of their graves. Them dead would go floating right down into the water. Of course, if it's Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice.
A stone angel leans down to gaze at something unseen. The imposing tomb is elaborately labeled Gede. Most of the plaster has fallen away over the years to reveal walls of red brick.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
What can you be? What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I'm not allowed.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I'll tell you, I'm glad as hell it's not Mardi Gras. If it weren't for that 1 month a year, being a cop in New Orleans would be a real pleasure. As it is, I'd rather stick behind this desk.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Can't say that I have, but it sounds dirty.
Tell me about yourself.
Who, me? I'm the Desk Sergeant Frick. Why?
Frick?
That's right. You got a problem with that?
Not at all. I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's out of the crime scene. Sorry.
I was supposed to pick up some photos from Detective Mosley at the front desk.
Is that right? And who are you?
My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Yeah. I got something for you, all right. Soon as you're done talking, I'll give it to you.
Where is the crime scene? Is it related to the voodoo murders?
Well, he's
Crime
always lived in New
information
Orleans.
is police confidential. We don't need any more looky-loos than are probably already there. Here's that envelope for you, Gabriel Knight.
Thanks.
Gabriel opens the manila envelope and finds 2 photographs. The photograph of Mosley was apparently taken upon his graduation from the police academy. He had hair then. One of the photos from Mosley is an official voodoo murders crime scene shot. A graphic close-up of a victim.
Oh yeah.
The photo of Mosley reads, cop nerd to Gabriel's eyes. The murder photo has nothing written on it.
Hi. Look around all you want.
Okay, thanks.
A wooden doll with horns is on the back table.
Looks like Jack Nicholson.
A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage. A street drummer has set it outside the museum.
He's got more hair than Mosley.
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a tired said.
Funny, I say the same thing to women.
Ha!
On the table is a small coffin. So small, in fact, that it would only fit an infant.
Charming. Could I ask you a few questions?
I wouldn't be much help. You should talk to Dr. John, the owner. He'll be back tomorrow.
I see. Thank you.
A striking portrait of a turbaned woman is on the back wall. Gabriel wonders who she might be.
I'll be gone now, thanks.
So long.
Hi.
The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head. The glass jars contain a number of things Gabriel can't identify. A variety of cloth dolls are arranged above the shelf, each impaled with a single silver pin.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want. I'll answer what I want.
Can you tell me what you know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Cabri Sanko.
What did you say?
Nothing. Those killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I've lived here all my life, me.
What did you mean when you said Cabri Sanko?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Man, I don't even know what language that is.
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? I don't believe in it myself. I invented a drink once called Laveau's Tomb, but it wasn't very popular. Some people do believe, though. Even some of our regulars here at Napoleon House.
No, there wasn't.
What do you know?
It's all over the papers. Some kind of serial killings.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Greatest city in the world. I'd never want to live anywhere else.
Does the phrase caprice encore mean anything to you?
You know what goes in it?
I don't think it's a drink.
Oh, then I probably don't know anything about it.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Never heard of it.
Tell me about yourself.
A good bartender listens to other people's life stories without telling his own.
What can you tell me about your regulars in here?
This crowd, the ones you see, are mostly regulars. That guy and girl in the corner come here a lot. When they're not fighting, they're all over each other. In other words, they're in love.
What can you tell me about your regulars in here?
See those old guys at the chess table? That's Sam and Marcus. They played every day for 20 years. Sam, the one with the purple jacket, he's lost every one of those games. It's not that he's a bad player. I've seen him beat guys twice as good as Marcus. But Marcus has Sam so psyched out, he loses his nerve every time. By the way, Sam, the chess player, he's into that voodoo stuff. He's always talking about spells and gree-gree and stuff.
Really? Thanks. Tell me about the street musicians around here.
I like music as much as the next guy, but they get pretty monotonous sometimes, you know? Like that drummer right outside. They say there's been a drummer outside Napoleon House since the day it opened. I like drums, but this character really gets on my nerves. It sounds like the same thing over and over. I just want to say, enough already.
Sounds like my life. So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
Well, about 50 years ago, Sam was too shy to talk to this pretty girl he was in love with. He went to a voodooine and had her make him a love charm. It was a little pouch that he had to bury under the girl's front porch. Well, he buried the pouch, and the next day, he went up and talked to the girl, and sure enough, she didn't reject him. Now she's his wife. Poor guy.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This isn't a game. It's a slaughter.
He's right, you know, so let me die in peace, would you?
Are you sure I can't bother you with a few questions?
Mister, please, I'm trying to turn this game around.
Yeah, right. Got a crowbar?
Shut up, you bastard.
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm here to relax, friend. Buzz off.
Right. Sorry.
Need to figure out where that crime scene is.
No one goes back there until I say so, mister.
Sorry.
Hey, Grace. Here I am.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
There's no one in that...
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you know what Caprice encore means?
No. Sounds French, though.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No. Is that a voodoo word?
I don't think so. It's German.
No, but it has a nice ring, doesn't it? Schottenjäger.
Could you?
Sure.
I can't.
Okay.
Wishful thinking. Gabriel opens the cash register to examine the tape. Or, in the case of St. George Books, the mistape.
I trust you can live without this old gift certificate.
Knock yourself out.
This is the last page. The $20 gift certificate for St. George's looks pitifully new and unused. The gift certificate is written up generically and has the store's name and amount penned in by Gabriel himself. Gabriel cannot take that.
Hey, kids.
Bruno. How nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours, hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rare books.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you going to sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
Gee, is today the day that hell freezes over?
One needn't be rude.
You see how he walked?
I'll be back later.
Uh-huh.
Dude is fabulous. Also, why did my chat disconnect?
Coroner requests assistance at now.
picking on me. I'll tell my dad.
It is a mime.
Anyone seen Joe?
Goddamn kid got in the way. God damn it. I need to go mess with the mime again. Damn it!
Well, I'd never. Leave me alone, you man.
This would be a lot easier if all these motherfuckers could get out of the way.
You white-faced geek. You want to eat?
Homicide team.
Hey, cut that out. I told you to stop that. All right, mister. You want some of this?
Gabriel picks up the headset and listens.
Ambulance 911, have you located the crime scene? They've radioed for you 3 times.
Damn! Did you say it was north of the Lake Retreat Country Club?
South. Lakeside Drive north of Piedmont Pier, south of the country club.
Man, I don't know if it's the clouds out here today or what. Good thing this guy's already dead.
Everyone's having trouble. Must have been hallucinogens in the coffee this morning.
It's just so misty out here or something. Hey, I see a squad car. Got it, Molly.
Thank God. Have a good one, 911.
Interesting.
Stupid mime. Hey, you! Get away from that bike.
Sorry.
The crime scene team is still at the site. Gabriel parks a bit out of the way and walks over to avoid adding to the general confusion.
Just walks up behind the crime scene. Nothing to see here.
Hey, mostly.
Huh? Knight, you wiener. I told you not to call me that.
Feeling jumpy?
Who, me? Don't be stupid. How'd you find me?
Oh, I was just driving by.
Mm-hmm. Well, for the book. But don't tell anyone I let you see this, huh? It's another one, as you can see. Same M.O. and no frickin' clues. We're still waiting on an ID for the body.
That's disgusting. Isn't this a rather, public area for this kind of thing?
Yeah, they're frickin' ghosts, these guys. Lakeshore Drive isn't exactly the 10 expressway, but it is open to the public. No reports and nothing. Now, who the hell is that?
Damn. And you've got your game's femme fatale.
day, Miss Getty.
What's going on, officer?
Detective Mosley, ma'am. We've got a little problem here, but nothing for you to be concerned about, Miss Getty.
I see. Thank you, Detective. And good day, gentlemen.
Whoa, I'm in love.
Forget it. That's Molly Getty. She's about as far out of your reach as the moon. Probably on her way to meet some guy with a yacht right now.
Near here?
The lake's a popular place for country clubs.
If she's out here a lot, maybe she saw something or heard something.
Man, nobody ever sees or hears nothing. I told you. Besides, you just don't go around bothering people like her.
We've about wrapped it up, sir. It's another clean sweep.
Yeah, let's get the meat wagon moving then.
Do you want to leave an officer here, sir?
Nah, just leave the tape up for a few days.
Yes, sir. If you'll excuse us, sir, we'll take him away.
Stick around and take notes for the book if you want. Watch out for the muck and the water moccasins, though. I'll be back at the station. Stop by if you want to go over the case some more.
Oh yeah, try to guess who plays Detective Mosley.
There is nothing to operate there. That doesn't...
Is that clay? Yuck.
There seems to be a pattern to the lines in the sand. But if there
Alright, then I'll tell you.
pattern,
It's Mark Hamill.
cleared. There's only one small area that's clearly defined. Patches of grass have managed to serve. Patches of grass have. Patches of. Patches of. Patches of. The grass has a matted appearance there. The grass has a matted appearance there. Why use that on? Why use? Why use? There doesn't. Why? There's. There. There's. There's nothing to use. There's why you did why did patches of patches the grass Gabriel is on the sand and the site patches of patches of grass have
Damn it, I need to be able to grab it.
life on the
But
bank
it's so, like,
Gabriel
non-able
is
to
on
be
the
seen.
sand and clay shore of Lake Country. The
Because it's tiny.
patches of the grass what what there are marks in the grass as though some heavy wire object had been set there. Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to take the small iridescent scale.
I think it's a snake scale, but it beats the hell out of me what kind.
This is the first.
Oh, right, I need to... Where the hell was my book?
Hey, Grace.
Because
Here
he
I
carries
am.
he's around a book and a
Oh,
pen.
joy.
St. George books. Could you... The book... The book... The book... Gabriel looks at the cat. The
Wasn't in back.
Gabriel might as well. Gabriel, 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 Gabriel does. Gabriel, Gabriel, Gabriel might as well. Gabriel, 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 Gabriel might as well leave that here.
Gabriel, shut the refrigerator, please. I could smell it from here.
Women.
A small trunk serves as a table for the radio. Gabriel's reference books occupy a space near his typewriter.
Or maybe I don't get it yet. Done now.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Don't hurry back on my account.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
Later, Bradmore.
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Do you know?
What is this? Never mind.
Gabriel cannot open or close that.
Hey, Mosley.
It's you. God help me.
I'm gonna hit the road.
Ciao, baby.
The control box is in a locked cage and can't be operated.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
There's voodoo that goes on in this city, sure. I looked into it a bit at the beginning of this case. But the voodoo stuff found at the crime scenes is all faked. It doesn't have anything to do with the real stuff. I know. I asked some experts. It's intimidation tactics, that's all.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Lots. Can you be more specific?
Do you know anything about the killers?
At least 20 people attend the killings. We know this from the variety of footprints found at the scenes.
Footprints? Aren't those as good as fingerprints?
Can be, but we'd have to have a suspect in custody first, and the suspect would have to match one of the few distinct prints we had. Most of the footprints are smudged, trodden over, unreadable. These guys are so casual in their expertise, it's maddening. Like they know we'll never find them.
How many murders have there been so far?
7 murders have so far been linked to the voodoo murders case. Now, the first murder occurred about 8 weeks ago. The M.O. was the same in each murder. Lake Pontchartrain was the 7th.
What kind of evidence have you found?
No fingerprints, a few bare footprints. Found a few fibers, but not many. The weirdest one was leopard fur.
Leopard fur? Describe the crime scenes.
Well, there's the corpse itself, minus the heart. Around where the body was killed, we find marks and flour and blood. There are traces of wax from candles, red and black. Ordinary wax candles, so the lab reports. Also blood and feathers of chickens. Also goat's blood. And plenty of the victim's own, of course.
What's the coroner say?
The victim's heart is always ripped out of the chest and missing. We haven't located a single one of them.
Lovely. Any idea what they do with them?
Don't even want to know. Also, the coroner says some of the victims had heart attacks before the incision. Literally scared to death. The knife wounds are consistent with a long, narrow, wavy-edged knife. Probably a ritualistic dagger.
Any witnesses?
Nope. There's never been a single witness. No one's even heard a disturbance. It's damned weird. Like they just don't want people to see, and so nobody sees nothing.
Know anything about the victims?
The victims are all out-of-towners. We still don't know why.
Oh, nothing, never mind.
Sure, no problem.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
You and me grew up together. You tell me. It's a pretty nice place, even seeing the stuff I see. You know. The quarter's getting a bit too wild, though. Getting hard to control. Not quite what it was when you and me used to hang here, but... hell, I never know anything else.
Do you know anything about snakes?
The only thing I know about snakes is I don't like them.
Do you have any idea what Capri Saint-Gare means?
Hell no. Is that French? My mother spoke it, but I always had a hard enough time just speaking English.
True enough. Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No. Ha! Is it anything like a Chuck Yeager?
I don't think there's any relation. Tell me about you.
For the book?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why
What
not?
do you want to know?
How'd you like working on the police force?
Are you kidding? You know I love being a cop. In New Orleans, it's the best place in the world to be one.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, you know, I don't like to count my chickens before they're hatched, but I don't see why I can't be the chief of police in New Orleans someday. I already know the mayor, and my record is one of the best in the department.
I'm sure it's just a matter of moments, mostly.
Yeah, you'll see.
Got any hobbies?
Yeah, making your life miserable.
I'm serious. Don't you shoot or chew or something like that?
No, I'm a freaking ballet dancer. Jeez. Yeah, I was #1 at the Louisiana State Fair Marksman Contest. I play trumpet, too. You know, put your lips together and blow.
How's your home life?
Oh, real funny, Knight. Why don't you just bring in some freaking salt? Well, you know Annie left me. My home life is shit.
Right. Sorry about that. Just tell me anything at all.
Remember how we used to play monkey in the middle? We used to piss off our senior year teacher. What was her name? Ms. McKelly? You'd act like you were going to toss her an eraser or something. Then you'd throw it to me over her head. And we used to do it at your grand's, too. Like with the remote when she wanted to watch her soaps.
Yep. And it was a great way to pick up women in the library. Oh, those were the days. Just tell me anything at all.
You know, my doctor told me I've got a little family of ulcers starting. I wish this case would end so I'd get some rest for a change.
Just tell me anything at all.
My back hurts.
Just tell me anything at all.
For the book, I wanted to be an astronaut when I was young. Or a fireman.
Fascinated. Oh, nothing, never mind.
It's your dime.
What's the status on the Voodoo Murders case?
It's going. Can't seem to make any progress, though. Sluggish damn case. Weird.
How about getting me some coffee?
Coffee?
Should that...
Man, you've always been a caffeine.
So,
It's your stomach.
that long...
How? Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
Not me.
There's no reason. The desk is... Gabriel Knight. The desk is...
Here, drink it.
I have to get him to take off his coat.
Thanks. Can I ask you? I got those...
Really?
Stop.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nope. Do you know...
Yeah, all set. We got all the marks on file, but we...
Can I see...
Sure. Might make the... Go talk to Officer Frank.
Can I ask you a few questions, ma'am?
I'm sorry, sir, but I really have to finish these reports.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
Can you...
Really? There it is. You can look at it all you want, but don't leave this area with it, okay? And no photocopies either, I'm afraid.
Of course. I understand completely.
The control box. The folder is marked with the police file.
Yeah.
Let's see, how the hell do I do this? Where's the key? Let's just look around a little bit.
Mosley's office. Logs of Mosley. A microwave. Mosley's office looks a lot. Mosley's office looks a... Mosley's... An intercom. Mosley's book. Mosley. Log. Nice polyester. Log. Mosley's.
Damn it, I need
Logs
the
of
key
undecided
to that.
cases, perhaps. Mosley must have 1,000,000 of them.
Ha ha ha.
The suit that...
I'm gonna hit the... Can I... I got the...
So you...
A cup...
Why not? Well, okay. Franks, come here a minute, would you? Bring your camera.
What did you need, Detective Mosley?
We need a picture.
Sure.
Come on, let me do it. Let me do it.
Say...
Was there anything?
Hold on a sec while I go check my hair.
God, Knight, make it fast.
Haha! The person watching the files is no longer out there.
Let me see that file again. Just want to check this machine here.
Gabriel can't open the gate. Gabriel should go to the...
Would you just get in here?
Okay, I don't think I need to do anything else out there while she's in here, but I need to,
Hurry up,
at
would
some
you?
point,
Okay, ready.
take off his coat so I can steal his badge.
Thanks, hon.
Yeah.
Well,
The gauge is fixed. The gauge... The control box is in a locked cage.
Lucy, I'm home.
The excitement of seeing you is killing me.
Gabriel doesn't even... Gabriel's not... There is nothing to... Gabriel... It's certainly lighting up. Really, taking great... Gabriel doesn't...
like I haven't tried.
Haha.
Gabriel would... That doesn't... Gabriel can... That doesn't... The history... Gabriel's had all those... Gabriel can't lug the painting round. 3 snakes in a skull. Gabriel's father painted it.
What a wacky offbeat kind of guy Daddy was. Don't mind if I do. Oh, nothing.
Okay, I think on I think I'm going to end the stream there. So I'll wish you all a good night. Fond memories. Adieu. I can't see if anyone's writing in the chat because it disconnected and it doesn't want to reconnect. So I'll see you all later. Bye bye.